What we do here is go back.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay Will. So yes, I brought it back. I brought back the LG G5. Why? The LG G5 was a very intriguing device when it came out earlier this year. I picked it up, reviewed it, did everything I could possibly do with it that I wanted to do, and I got rid of it. Why? Well, the battery turned out to be not the greatest for my usage after extended use, and then also the price. I paid $630 plus tax. So now that this thing has 7.0, I'm feeling it a little bit better. So I decided to bring it back once I realized that it had 7.0, and obviously I got it at a much better price than almost $700 like I did several months back. As you can see, I still have I have brand new batteries for this thing just laying around. They were brand new in the package. So I fired it up, charged it up, brought it home. It does run 7.0 now. I'm super excited to finally get this bad boy in hand. I was contemplating bringing this back or not, so I took my Honor 8 to the store with me before purchasing and compared it, and I thought, wow, this is going to be a really nice purchase. So before, when I had the G5, I was impressed with it. Go back and look at my videos and you'll see that I was extremely impressed with it. It just failed in the battery department, even though I had spare batteries laying around, and I have several of these. It just didn't do it for me for the battery. Initially it did, but then all of a sudden with extended use, I just started getting less and less battery. So another reason why I brought this back is camera. Man, I forgot how good the cameras on the G5 were. Wow. The cameras on the G5 are really, really solid. The wide angle lens, I missed it. You've got a 16 megapixel and then an 8 megapixel on the rear there. This phone has a Snapdragon 820, has 4 gigs of RAM. Yeah, the battery is 2800, but with those in effect on this phone now, it is running like a champ. The 5.3-inch Quad HD display, this size is actually a really good size for a phone. The fingerprint is obviously integrated in the back here, and one thing I like about the LG's version of Always On is you can actually see the notifications. That is a huge plus. IR Blaster, I've actually been using it lately on my phones to my surprise. I like the overall design of this. I still have a ton of cases, tempered glasses I never got a chance to review, screen protectors, everything. I still have all those things on deck. So this phone definitely was released earlier. The body on it is good. The first one I had some warping issues around here, so I ended up exchanging it. And you know, that was the end of that. So the phone worked after that. But this phone is actually pretty good. I've been using it now for a little bit. And I didn't want to do an unboxing or anything like that because I've already done that, but it is on 7.0. So software now is a lot different. I mean, this phone runs so much better with 7.0, and then the battery life was greatly improved. Now I just took it off of this battery, so I wanted to show you the doze, how it went to sleep. Man, it went to sleep. I'm hoping those are still there. Probably not, because it's gone. Yeah, it's gone. I switched the battery out. But it went flatline for the 8 hours of sleep that I got. I mean, this thing was out cold. Like Mike Tyson knocked it out cold. But performance on here is just as good as it was before. It actually runs really good on 7.0. But my concern was the battery, and I think I'll probably get some good battery life out of this now. So I took that first battery and ran it down. And, you know, the price point to get this phone right now, you can get it for $500 or you can get it for $200 on T-Mobile. So that is just a fantastic deal to get this for $200, and that's what I got it for $200. The speaker on here it's louder now that I haven't had it for a while. It's actually a really loud bottom firing speaker. And remember, this phone has a DAC in it, so it's going to be very powerful. I want to try the CDLA headphones that I have with this phone right here. But I've been using it for media content like I do every other phone. But the camera is what I miss the most. Oh my gosh, that wide angle lens. I didn't think I would actually miss that, but I'm actually feeling it. It's actually been really good. This phone was definitely going to come back. I told you guys a long time ago that I would bring this phone back. I just didn't know when, but I also didn't know that T-Mobile would sell it for such a low price. It's actually $499 or $200 through T-Mobile, depending on your plan. But gosh, the 0 to 100 is just what I need, because I keep a lot of these battery packs laying around. And this is actually a really solid phone. It's not too big. I have a Quad HD display. I've got an SD card. The screen is really solid. Performance is really good on 7.0. I've been testing it out before doing a video. I wanted to actually test it out. And performance is actually really good, guys. I think ending out 2016, I mean, if you can grab this for under at the $200 mark like I did, or the $500 mark, I think it's with 7.0 on it. It's definitely a win for me now. And price sometimes determines whether you're going to purchase something or not. Sometimes it doesn't with me, but I was more concerned about this phone being on 7.0. And once I realized I had 7.0, I was going to buy it whether it was 500 or 200. I just happened to catch it when it was 200. So definitely you'll see some videos coming up on this. I'll probably compare it to the S7, because I didn't have the S7. I did this against the Note 5, and I actually gave the camera edge to the Note 5. But let's see what happens against the S7 and the Honor 8 and some of these other phones that I have in my catalog with really solid cameras, particularly the S7. I think I'm going to battle it against the S7 first, because that phone is, oh man, it is good. So it's your man Jay Will. Wow, I'm excited to have the G5 back in the house, man. So look for some videos on this thing, man. I was pumped to finally get this again, believe it or not. I don't care if it's like not at the latest specs or whatever. I mean, it has an Snapdragon 820 in it. I mean, this phone right here, if you still have this phone and you didn't give it up from the initial time of getting it, you bought it at lunch, let me know. Also, one thing I've noticed is the reception on here and the internet is completely different than some of my other phones. This reception on this phone is pixel reception, which is good. The Pixel has fantastic reception, and I found out that this phone works really good on reception, and also streaming content and stuff on here. It has turned out to be fantastic. It's been really good, man. It's a kind of a different experience from when I first bought it initially, and I don't know if it's just 7.0. I don't know if I'm just excited to have it again, but I can tell you, comparing it against some other phones that I've had recently here, this phone performs very well on 7.0. I got to give credit where credit is due. So back in the old school OG modular game here, the G5 is a phone that I think can still compete. Even though it was released in the first quarter of this year, I like it, man. I think it's first, second quarter, one of those. End of the first quarter, beginning of the second quarter, whichever it was released. The fact is, it's nice. I mean, the design of this thing, I kind of miss it. The dual sloping screen there. The rear mounted fingerprint reader. You know, I like rear mounted fingerprint readers. And another reason, here's a kind of a side note. After having the V20 in the house, get ready to just shoot me in the comments, I don't care. I actually prefer this over the V20. It has that same ugly looking camera setup in the back, but this camera performs very well. I haven't had any, in testing, I haven't had any issues with this camera at all. And this is a little bit more subtle, I guess I want to say, because maybe it's the color of the phone. I don't know what it is. The size of the phone definitely helps. The design of the phone, I think, is a little bit better. Like the overall design, I like it a little bit better than the V20. I'm feeling it, man. All over again, I am feeling it. So what do you guys think? You still have a G5? Are you considering purchasing the G5? And another thing is, you can get some really good deals on phones that are considered outdated already, you know. This phone, technology world, dies off fast. It dies off real fast, and you know, first adapters, people who jump on quickly, we don't get the best deals. And so that's why sometimes you'll see me get rid of a phone and 6 months later I got it again because I got it at a great price, or I just don't buy it at all, you know, and I try to wait for a good price. But yeah, here it is, man. The G5 is back in the house, and for such a killer price, wow, I'm pumped. And the performance, guys, 7.0 did this phone some justice. Doze is in full effect on here, reception, everything. I can't stress it enough. So I'll definitely revisit this phone, but I'm gonna match it up against the S7 probably in my next video. I don't know yet. I'm thinking of some things. You guys let me know in the comments what you want to see. You want to see me battle against the S7? What kind of videos do you want to see me do updated on this? I'll see you in the next video. Take care.